Evos, are they banking on maybe just leaving that turtle open in the first phase? Because clearly Faramis needs level 4 in order to have a little bit more of a say in these team fights. He needs the Cult Altar. Sure, he can utilize that pickoff earlier on, but Terizla, he needs level 4 too for the penalty zone.
Yeah, exactly. So asking a Bigatron a question here, what are you going for? Are you going for early, as in pre-level 4, to just cut the waves, cut the rotations of Evos Legends and take advantage of that? Or they also too want to play it safe? With this Franco pick though, it seems like the answer is Bigatron, they want to play it safe. They also just want to sustain. Finding a good hero that can lock that joy, it's a solid pick.
I can also say that it's actually early, right? Because Franco level 1 already has that hook. The fact that they can actually capitalize on that and utilize that before they go for even the team fight on the turtle shows me that the value of Franco is a little bit higher than what we're seeing from Evos Legends.
It is the only other suppression hero available, so that's a very dangerous situation for the Joy indeed. And so far, it's great, but keep in mind, they only have a Fredrin and Valentina, so if they hook someone right now, it needs to be the Joy if they want to really get a very decisive pickoff. What's worse is there's a Cult Altar here as well, so if they are not careful with how they go for this could be a counter-engage situation being taken by Evos. Looking at the bans, a lot of focus in the Golden as well, but for Bigatron, banning away that Beatrix is definitely targeting Brands, who has been very decisive, very dangerous on that Beatrix pick.
Very interesting here. So Bigatron can also limit. I think Irithel here in this composition is also good because they need someone that can deal damage at the backside, right? With Franco, with Fredrin, you can't tank in a sense. But I think, yeah, what else is there?
Clint, Leslie, there's so many options for that gold lane now. And I feel kind of differently about Irithel here. With the Beatrix already being banned, what matchup is required for an Irithel to be picked up?
The Irithel does well against a 1-1 to be honest, but seeing that Bigatron bans the Leslie, it's a bit of a hint towards the Claude, which is still open. It can be used still to just deny the Cult Altar. That will be the instant quick pick by Bigatron. So now for Evos, what will they put in the hands of Brands to deal with this? If they want to go for a proper team fight, or someone can just stand their ground, he can go for that Clint. If he wants to be a bit more frisky, he can go for that Ixia pick as well, who just received a bit of a buff in the last patch.
Ixia.
So it's risky. It's very risky.
We were talking about this earlier on, and I gotta say, I don't really like her. The fact that she has no escape mechanism whatsoever, going against something as mobile as the Claude, it doesn't click to me. So for the gold lane, there are a few options, right? I guess Brody, Harith, Clint, those are the three that really stand out to me.
They need someone in the back line, and there you go, the Clint does come through. So Evos Legends here, I gotta say, their composition is more well-rounded, right? You can have someone that can open fights, but you can very front to back-ish, right? With Edith and Terizla being in the front, and of course Clint, and as well as the Faramis there, somehow in the back. It's pulling it back.
It's extremely front to back-ish, definitely. They have a lot of crowd control, a lot of AoE, and this is a combo we've seen very often right now, the Cult Altar into an Edith. This means that during the fights, there's going to be essentially 2 teamfight heroes just dishing out that damage again and again. And for Bigatron, they wanted the X-Borg, so they're going to try and maneuver away and maybe use that use the utility to try and kite away from the Cult Altar and disengage. But the issue with Evos is they can force Bigatron to fight, especially in those big objectives. So I think Bigatron, they're in a bit of a tougher situation here.
Definitely. There's less tools for them to utilize compared to Evos, who can rely on many sources. They have Faramis, they have Clint, they have Edith even, they have the Terizla Faramis as well. There's just so many solutions to different problems, whereas Bigatron, there's a small window of opportunity, but I do like that last X-Borg pick for the Terizla in that lane. It should help and stave off the aggression of Fluffy, who is notoriously on his power hero. And with that, before we dive in, ladies and gentlemen, please show your support as we take a look at the Land of Dawn. Welcome to game number 1 between Evos Legends and Bigatron Alpha.
Let's get it.
Well, the early game is going to be so important right here. Card control favoring Evos, mobility essentially favoring the side of Bigatron. Their signature playstyle is the 3-man high-tempo rolling death squad, but with Super Ken on the Fredrin, with the priority more on the objectives now, this is just not the way Bigatron is used to maneuvering. With this composition, we'll have to see if they can try and outsmart Evo somehow to try and get a lead before the turtle fight comes around.
Ooh, early solo kill already. Fluffy, man. This guy went in on a Terizla. Very nasty.
Yeah, that's not the outcome that I was expecting at all. Under 1 minute kill onto Super Chorizo, which in my head, Super Chorizo had a little bit of an advantage in because of the fact that he does percent HP. It's confusing for me.
Well, the Xbox also has a lot more poke damage, so I think what happened was that Fluffy went for a full all-in, and Chorizo just wasn't respecting it. He used his flicker as well right there, so that's quite unfortunate. For Bigatron, it seems like that is absolutely the case right here. They want to try and outmaneuver and back away from Evos when they use their big ultimates, because without the ultimates, this composition from Evos isn't that scary.
Oh, good hook on towards Kreitz. Force him to use the flicker, but he will be taken out. Bigatron Alpha equalize in that mid lane.
Okay, so already a 1-to-1 trade here in the first 2 minutes of the game, with them being able to get that pick off, which is great, right? Supervin being on the Franco, that's exactly the situation that you want. You want to be able to capitalize on the fact that you have these hooks to land the early advantage, and then being able to translate this over to the next objective, which is this turtle. But how is it that everyone is level 4 already? Fluffy, oh, he's almost there.
He is indeed. Taz here, hovering around the turtle. Super Ken, though, reclaiming the control. 4v3 now, good hook. Fluffy, penalty zone hasn't been popped, but Taz finds a retry. Call Alter popped by both teams now. Take a look at the silence. Moreno, Supervin will be taken out in the backside. Flicker out. But it's going to be Taz who is taken down. Traded back for Chorizo. It's a jungler for EXP. Good appraisals. Wrap. Super Ken finds the kill.
Early game fight with the Cult Alter. Fluffy just unable to actually have that big of an impact, but the Cult Alter in the early game just isn't that strong of a playmaking tool. We see that again where Bigatron Alpha were able to out-sustain, but looking at the talent's predictions here, by the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5 and Z Flip 5, seems like there's a bit of a civil war situation between the English casters and the Indonesian casters.
Yeah, 3v3 here, very interesting. But I like that you brought up the Cult Alter from Krite. If you notice earlier on, he actually went to the EXP lane to get that level 4, but he came in a little bit late as Supervin.
Oh, little overextending. Gets taken down. Super Ken now trying to find a trade towards Fluffy. He's low, but he survives. Single advance round, good cover. Now in the backside, good pull as well. Super Ken might be taken out here. Try to escape, no cover whatsoever. He gets taken out by Clint. Good coordination by the White Tigers.
1-for-0 trade for Evos Legends, and you can see that Brad's already picking up that endless battle as well. What is that going to mean for Evos?
Means that Evos will have a lot more damage, a lot more burst, but Vanstrong gets pulled in, will he get taken out?
Suppress still escapes. Good call Alter to cover as well. Supervin now pulled back. Very low, gets taken out by Brands. That was a mistake by Bigatron Alpha. Good knock-up. Moreno gets taken down as well. Evos Legends solidifying their lead now. Super Ken will find the kill though. That's a 2-4-1.
Did you see how aggressive Krite was playing earlier? He flickered forward, was able to pull him back in, get a really good pick for Evos. Wow, then that's Krite for you.
That's the aggression you require from the mid laners these days. Bigatron, they have to be careful with who they hook and whether or not they have the damage to burst someone down. Because unlike usually, Super Ken has kills, 3 and 1, but he's on a Fredrin. He's not an assassin. He does not have the kind of burst damage they require to take someone down. Now with the turtle coming up, you can see Evos pushing Bigatron Alpha away.
Yep, the turtle will fire for Super Ken though. Good retry. And it seems like Evos Legends, they do not want business. Good hook to re-engage. Suppression comes in, the damage is there, the taunt, everything. Super Ken will claim the kill. That's a 2-4-0 with that turtle.
Yeah, Bigatron Alpha, they're collapsing. I mean, at that point, it was a 50-50, right? Super Ken as well as Taz, they were both on the same level. But the fact that Super Ken was still able to get that retribution away from Taz, it actually brings Bigatron Alpha on a little bit of a lead.
Again, just repeat off the previous seasons, man. These fighter junglers have so much of a better time securing the Lord in those situations because they don't have to worry about getting crowd controlled, getting bursted down as much as Taz on the Joy. Supervin makes a play right there, but looking at the macro game from Bigatron, they're making this work in their favor. Even though Evos Legends on paper should be winning all these early game team fights, they just have to be a bit more decisive with how they want to fight.
I agree. I mean, look at the way that they're rotating right now, right? You can see that Xbox still focusing on that clear in the bottom lane, but Bigatron Alpha, they're actively looking for a pick, which Brands is quite vulnerable to, especially on a Clint.
We'll have to see what he itemizes for. Later on, most likely he's going to go for the Great Dragon Sword as well, but look at Super Ken just being so tanky.
Oh, soaking a lot of damage. The purple buff was stolen as well,
Ooh.
but Fluffy finds the kill. Good hook, stun as well, good penalty zone! On towards 3, the knockup connected as well as Evos Legends taking down 1, but suddenly they all take 3. Super Sorizo, last insanity towards the mid will not amount to anything as Cry takes the double and the mid turret falls.
Beautiful, beautiful counter engage from Evos Legends. They all banked in on covering their teammates. The penalty zone came in, as well as the Cult Altar, causing Bigatron Alpha a little bit of confusion going through, and they were taken down 1 by 1, and that's an instant 1,000 gold lead for Evos Legends.
That's so unfortunate. I mean, Kryt was almost taken out. No Purify as well, by the way. If he got bursted down there, it's going to be a completely different fight. But the Cult Altar just swings the tides in Evos Legends' favor. But now with the cooldowns, they're going to go and fight this regardless.
Taz jumping in towards the backside, trying to chill and peel Sorizo down. Super Ken with her Appraisal's Wrath manages to find a Fluffy. It's a 4v5.
Oh!
Super Vin finds the suppression, but he gets taken out. The turtle, it will fall to the hands of Bigatron Alpha, but it seems like Evos Legends, they're ready for a fight. Super Moreno will be able to escape, but take a look at Claude there. Ooh, cheeky rotation. Trying to soak and take the orange buff out of Taz's hand.
Look at Super Saken. He wasn't participating in that fight at all. Bigatron Alpha, he just tried to out-sustain, to just stand their ground in front of the turtle. And when Evos Legends engaged on, you see Supervin made that amazing play, suppressing Taz of all people, allowing the guaranteed Retribution steal. So a 4v5, they get the objective, they lose 1 member, but overall, look at the EXP lead they have. They are trying to, they're starting to actually pull away from Evos Legends in levels.
It's slowly working to their favor. That's how Bigatron Alpha, they're slowly but surely looking for things on the board, whereas Evos Legends, they're quite outspoken because of the composition that they brought, which is team fight heavy. If one of the members gets taken down when they go for an engage, they lose the team fight. We saw that. Fluffy goes in for a counter pick, but unfortunately, Kryt was unable to cover him with the Cult Altar, and so they kind of had to lose that team fight earlier on and give the objectives over to Bigatron Alpha.
I think at this point, Bigatron, they have to try and use the Iron Hook as a bit of a suppression tool, but wait a minute, that's going to be a pickoff.
Yeah, very bad rotation. Good cut. Now it's a 5v4. Bigatron will mind and want the fight as well as Clyde. He was stuck there, isolated, gets taken out as well. Bigatron Alpha now building, solidifying their lead to a 1,500 gold lead.
This is exactly what Evos Legends doesn't want, right? Getting picked off 1 by 1. And Bigatron Alpha, they're forcing Evos Legends to play to what they're made for.
It's definitely not Evos Legends composition is made for. No one can really take the brunt of the Iron Hook unless Fluffy or Vanstrong is in the area to counter-engage. So when it comes to mobility, Bigatron Alpha are playing their signature high-pace style, and you can see that Evos Legends, they're struggling to keep up the pace, to follow the movement of Bigatron Alpha. And look at this, before anyone is even in the area, Super Ken already pressuring to take that Lord. And look at the top side, the wave management from Bigatron Alpha being showed yet again.
It's like the basic scissors, paper, rock, shoe, but wait a minute.
Oh, good knockup, good penalty zone! As Superman gets taken out, Call Altar pop by both teams. Lacing Dwight will not be able to do anything as he gets taken out. Take a look at the backside, Sorizo flickers out of the way. Super Moreno though, caught by those Legends. They responded, it's a back and forth as Taz finds the triple.
Maniac?
My goodness. Super Ken will be able to space away, but Evos will claim that mid lane tier 2.
See, that's what they're banking on, right? It's okay for them to let go a little bit of damage in that top lane, just so Evos Legends can clump up as 5 and force Bigatron Alpha into a team fight, and this is where they find their advantage. Evos Legends now, with a 1,000 gold lead, they're going to be able to claim this Lord as well, because of the fact that they were able to pick off Bigatron Alpha 1 by 1 earlier on.
Bigatron, they just have to respect Evos Legends and the potential for them to go for that big engage. Edith can do it, Fluffy can do it, even Krite can engage for the team. They had the wave pushing on the top side. If they just bought some more time, they would have gotten a free turret and have everything swing in their favor. But on the back of that insane engage, Evos Legends, they wrestle away the gold lead, and now with the Lord coming in, this is where they can force Btr Alpha to stick together and push with the Lord.
Good knockup on towards Ken. Let's see, the damage does come through! Wow, the burst damage was more than enough to Super Ken to handle.
Yeah, that was huge. Evos Legends, 2,500 gold lead. A Lord marching down in the mid side as they look for more turrets here in the top side. And Brands just picked up that BOD as well.
And BOD is going to be such a huge power spike. We have to see if he goes for the Great Dragon Spear, but look at that now. They're just pushing around, and they're going to play around this Lord. With the Lord in play, this Btr Alpha, they can't go for these split pushes, man. If they don't defend, Evos Legends can keep taking turrets, keep taking objectives, so they are forced into the 5v5, the exact situation that Evos Legends want to happen.
Yeah, it seems like Bigatron, they will focus down on defending the space turrets. Lord will be taken down. Mind you, this is still the first Lord, so it is still relatively manageable. Seems like Claude, though. Okay, he will not risk and clear the bot side. He will sacrifice another tier 2. So only 3 base turrets left here for the red robots.
And now the question is, with things going heavily in favor of Evos Legends now, what is Btr Alpha waiting for? Is there a certain power spike that we should be looking for?
I think just relying on Super Sorizo, getting tanky enough to withstand the initial aggression, and having all the items required, like the Ice Queen's 1-2 zone. But look at that, Super Vin!
Nasty knockup. Super Vin cannot even face check his own bush. Toss in the backside towards 2 members. 2 important members. Still surviving though. That's a 1-4-0.
What a deadly combo right there. Taz getting everyone low. If they are not careful, Brent will come in and just sweep clean everything that is set up for him. It's such a deadly strategy from Evos Legends and Btr Alpha. They're trying to defend, but at this point, it's looking so dangerous, and they don't really particularly have good wave clear either.
Yeah, seems like now the mid will be the focus. Still manage to be taken care of from the side of the red robots. 30 seconds towards the next Lord. Evos Legends, they're eyeing for that neutral objective.
Definitely. 29 seconds left, like you mentioned earlier on Agani. And Btr Alpha, they have no choice but to try and go for a contest. But look at the positioning coming in from Fluffy, the way that he's opening up the map, giving information towards his team, letting them know that, hey, Btr Alpha, if you're looking for a contest, you're going to have to go through me. And the fact is, Btr Alpha, they might know this. And so what is the contradiction? What is the disadvantage of a team fight comp? It's split push and it's pick off. Btr Alpha, they're trying to look for that engage by going for these turrets in that top side. And Evos Legends, now they're forcing Fluffy to deal with that.
It has worked. Fluffy pulled away from the fight. That's a penalty zone not available for the big team fight. Even the base turret, they let it go for a bit too long, and now they can't even engage on the Lord fight properly unless Van Strong makes a play. Btr Alpha have found a play that gives them some sort of advantage. They still have eyes on Fluffy, but everyone else isn't converging on the Lord just yet. What are they waiting for?
Look at Super Saiyan, right? They're banking on the fact that Evos Legends will tunnel vision on a team fight, and then they can utilize Super Saiyan on the Claude to go for a split and just end the game. This is something we've seen so many times before. I'm hoping that Evos Legends do have an idea, but looking at the rotations here for that mid trio, maybe they know. Maybe they're looking to go for a pick onto Super Saiyan here.
This is a very intelligent move from Evos Legends, man. They leave the jungler just in case a big 50-50 can happen, and they're sending members to try and punish the members split pushing on the top side of the map in case they go a bit too aggressive. But right now you can see that Btr Alpha are playing it very patiently as well. They're slowly but surely pulling members away, but I think Evos Legends, they are the ones who have a bit of a chance to go for a trap here.
Oh, there you go.
Conceal. Super Vin, health HP. Claude Super Saiyan doesn't really want to show his face on the map yet. Lord of 15,000, reset it though. It's another reset, it's neutralized. Oh, they want to fight though. Super Vin caught! Brown with the burst damage is able to take him down. To present Appraisal's Wrath. Called Alter Pop though, Super Sorizo will not be able to do anything topside. Oh, it's cleared by Terizla. Evos Legends, they have more control in the Lord.
They just have a lot more frontliners, they have a lot more crowd control, and they have more DPS as well. If Brands gets zoned out, Vanstrong on the Edith can still output a very healthy amount of DPS. You are seeing that being taken into consideration right now, but look at Quiet getting so low!
Oh, terrified as well. He flickers away, survived. But the shutdown from Super Ken was huge. Good penalty zone. Let's see the damage. 6,000. Vanstrong gets taken out. Oh, the Lord will be taken by Btr Alpha. And it was Legends. One by one, they will be taken down. Fluffy will be next as Quiet and Brands is the only two remaining.
That's a 1v3 trade for a Btr Alpha. How did they make that possible?
What a disaster. They use the pick-up potential. They find Taz in the midst of all the chaos. And look at that. They just go straight for all the turrets they've been losing so far. Supervin!
Oh, good hook. Suppression comes through. Good night, Quiet. Vanstrong and Taz will join the fray as well. Fluffy, 10 seconds, Lord. Marching top side. It seems like Btr taking it slow because the minions isn't in their favor yet.
Not just yet. The top side, there's a lot of members available, but with the Cult Altar, they can definitely defend this. They have a lot of good, healthy DPS as well, so the Lord finally cleared out, but what a costly mistake for Evos Legends. Right now, though, with the GDS, Brands will be a lot more elusive in this fight. They just have to make sure that whatever fight they take needs to be more decisive. They cannot use multiple ultimates only to pick up 1 or 2 members from Btr.
What is that damage, though, from Brands?
That's Clint for you. That's
so
post-patch Clint for you.
Late game Clint with the GDS, more crit damage, more cooldown as well. It's definitely dangerous, but what's more dangerous is your exposed top side lane for Evos Legends. Btr and Alpha are playing it so well, and for now, both teams are just on damage control.
Man, what a back and forth game, ladies and gentlemen. Our opening game of today. Wow.
Wow, indeed. It's insane how many brain cells are being utilized by both of these teams as they look to find just small opportunities, small windows that they can capitalize over on. Like even in that particular team fight for that Lord, you can see that it's like, okay, I know what you're doing. No, I know what you're doing. Here, I'm gonna counter you with this, but I'm gonna re-counter you with that. And that's the constant situation that Fluffy and Super Saken were in the middle of, that they were involved in. So coming to this next Lord, 40 seconds in, I think that playmaking, that style is going to be even more important and interesting to see. Are Evos Legends going to try and punish the fact that they already know that Super Saken and Super Vin will always be roaming around together? Because if they can, that'll be a huge win for Evos Legends.
I think they just have to try and be a bit more aggressive in a way at the right time. Because for Btr, they're just picking the fight so well right here. They're forcing Evos Legends to get more confused on when exactly they want to fight because they have to constantly worry about the backline. So it has having a glowing wand right now. He's going to be a lot more dangerous in these fights. If Evos Legends want, they can send 1 member to the other side of the map from the Lord to try and have someone be a constant pressure because honestly, they have enough damage already in this late game with their picks. Look at Brands critting for almost 2k damage. That is way more than enough in the middle of a big fight.
But who would they send, is the question. You can't send Brands alone, clearly. Joy is a little difficult because if you need a contest for the objective, it's not a gamble that is worth risking. Would you send Fluffy? Low mobility.
I feel like if you really have to, you can send Fluffy because he has technically
there
an
you go.
escape tool, but no, he's going.
Oh my
for Super Vin.
Oh, he has Immortal. Will be popped. Now the cover will not be committed. Flicker will save his life. What a play by Supervin. And it seems like Evos Legends, their espionage attack was shut down.
Yeah, it didn't work. That was the thing that I was eyeing for, right? Evos Legends looking for a counterplay, but the fact that they weren't able to get that kill, this might spell disaster for Evos Legends for this next Lord.
Let's see though, Fluffy chunked to a quarter HP. Lord, who gets it? Super Ken does, and take a look at the collapse. Blazing Duet popped, called Alter popped as well. Fluffy will survive, finds the kill onto it, Super Saken. Super Ken was able to dodge from that skill. Immobilized though, very low, loses his Immortal. Let's see, Super Ken gets taken out. Evos Legends, they lost the Lord, but win the fight.
That's a great pick off. 2 members down for Btr Alpha. This means that Evos Legends have the window they require to clear out the Lord and more importantly still siege down these base towers. They're going for it right now.
Yeah, it seems like, let's see, tier base turret bottom side will be taken down. Lord though will need to be taken care of by Evos Legends. And it seems like they will. Ooh, Brand's nasty damage indeed. It seems like both teams will just stay chill for now.
Yeah, Taz is just focusing on that Lord, but look at this. It looks like Evos Legends might want to force something. They don't necessarily find it, but they see Super Vin with the conceal.
Quite isolated, but he's able to escape. And it seems like, again, 2 base turrets taken down from the side of Btr Alpha. Now, Btr Alpha cannot really utilize that split push top side too frequently because they need to take care of the bot side now.
How to turn tables, man. They lost, initially Evos lost the top side base turret, but now they've gained the mid and bottom side. And to make things worse for Btr, the Lord is spawning on the top side as well. Evos Legends now can play it patient. They can be the ones just staying around and waiting for Btr Alpha to be forced to send someone, and their already weaker pick of comp will suffer even more in the team fights unless they can make something happen. They have to try and play something intelligent here.
Okay, good knock up towards Super Ken. The coordination, we got penalty zone! Super Ken gets taken out as well, Blazing Duets will not be able to do anything. Super Saiyan gets taken down! And now it's a 2-4-1 still. Immortal will be taken out, and as well as the member. 3 members from side of Btr Alpha is down in the Land of Dawn.
Super Vin is Super Cerezo. They're the only 2 players left standing with these waves crashing in that mid side.
Oh, they can end. A good knock-up flicker though. Vanstrong gets taken out. Super Cerezo will pop the last of Unit Insanity. But there you go. Evos Legends finds up the first game.
And it looks like the English desk still reigns supreme in predictions over the Indonesian desk. And yes, that is what it feels like to be right.
It feels good to be true. I mean, I hate to say I told you so, but Evos, man, they had the better draft. But Btr, through good macro, through strategy, they were able to make it such a close game.